All right, everyone, welcome to the Essential Credentials Podcast, episode 31. Really excited to have a couple of my good buddies here. Today, we're joined by Tyler.
Which Howdy.
Way? There he is. There he is. How you doing today?
Good. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Nice to have you back on. And, of course, we have...
Tops 85401 here.
Welcome back, Nate. It's been a while since we've had you on, man. Really excited to bring you back, especially for this episode. You're definitely a big advocate for the Pacific brand, and all three of us have a big love for chasing those cards down. So we're gonna spend some time going through some of our favorites, and hopefully by the end of this podcast, as I know some people do, you will be off on eBay and all the other sites looking to add a card or two of your player and not ours. And no, I'm teasing, but that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. Looking forward to it. How you been, Nate?
Oh, I've been all right. Just having some nice weather and not working. So I'm living the dream.
It's kind of funny that one of us still is working, but it's been weird for me too. Obviously teaching from home on a computer is not ideal. And so definitely excited to get back to my classroom soon. But it gives us time to sit down and look through our collections. And I think that's been one of the nice things about this is I think, I don't know if you've noticed, I feel like collectors have kind of been reinvigorated with their love for the hobby, and they've got nothing else better to do if they don't have young kiddos at home and a wife that doesn't mind that they're looking at cards all day. We can definitely just sit around and get on eBay and look for stuff. And it's been weird. I mean, I don't know about you, Tyler. I'll start with you. I mean, has it been surprising how McGuire's cards have continued to, gain prices over the last couple of weeks?
Oh yeah. It's been getting nuts. I think some of the guys in the McGuire group are starting to get more active, and their prices are definitely rising right now. Then there's that documentary that's supposed to be coming out, I think, end of the month about the summer '98 home run race. So I think that's only going to continue to drive up the prices.
I can't wait for that documentary. I lived that documentary.
It's going to be awesome.
I had my eyes glued to the TV for like 3 months straight watching that home run race.
I was just old enough to start really understanding baseball. Then I was 5, and I think that's where my love for McGwire came in. Just naturally, as a 5-year-old, gonna love seeing somebody hit home runs over and over again.
Right.
Yeah, he was obviously my main collecting focus back in 1998. I mean, obviously the documentary will have some kind of effect on McGwire, but I'm curious to see what effect it'll have on Sosa, because he's dead in the hobby right now. And
Yeah,
it would be nice to see a resurgence in interest in his cards.
Definitely, because his cards were really, really expensive. When this whole race was going on, they weren't.
Oh yeah, they were super hot.
Yeah, I mean, do you think it'll have any effect though on Bonds, Nate? Because Bonds is tied to the home run record. He has the record. He broke McGwire's record. So do you think, there's going to be any impact on his market at all?
At this point, I don't know. I stopped trying to predict, because when this pandemic hit, I predicted that a lot of cards were going to come out of the woodwork, and we were going to be able to get them at a discount. So I was half right. A lot of cards are coming out of the woodwork, but the discounts aren't there. So I doubt it'll have an impact on the Bonds hobby. I think if it does, we probably won't even notice, just because of how hot the 90s cards and Bonds cards seem to be right now. So
right.
I probably wouldn't even notice if it did have a minor bump in his values. It's
Right.
been hard for me to win auctions lately. I mean, I'm just not winning them. Period. I'm getting outbid always. So, but that's the way it goes.
I mean, you're not alone in that. All three of us can attest to losing out on big cards lately. I mean, a big one ended tonight for 200 more than I thought it would go for. And I think I think there's a lot of people that are at home and that are wanting to add cool cards to their collection, and they go and they look at our group and they look at people's videos and they see what the hot cards are, the big heavy hitters of Jordan or Griffey, and they say, well, I can't get those guys, but I'd love to get McGwire, A-Rod, Bonds, or one of the other big guys in the 90s. And now we're competing with people that never were going after our cards. I think that's part of it. And of course, our guys are becoming more popular. The prices are continuing to go up. It's definitely surprised me, Nate. So,
I was definitely wasn't expecting full retail plus. So.
This is an interesting point right here. I do wonder. I think this goes for all three of our players, because we all have a distinguished group that our players belong to. 2 have been proven, one is still innocent, apparently. So, but I mean, it's unfortunate because everything that they accomplished deserves to get them into the Hall of Fame. And if that happens to any of all it's going to take is one of our players, Bonds, McGwire, A-Rod, one of them gets in, the rest are getting in. It's going to happen. And then their cards are going to be really expensive. So, I just wanted to touch on that real quick. I've seen, it's been weird. Like the cards we're going to talk about today, I can get those for cheaper than I could before. But then you talk about a big time card, like, a fusion out of 50, a molten metal fusion out of 50. That's a card that was worth half as much as it is now a month ago, 2 months ago. So some of the big cards and the PMGs and, the really big card, what else am I forgetting? PMGs, 24 carats. Those are just like
showcase legacies.
Yeah. Yep.
I saw somebody in a What's My Card Worth group today post 24 karat Piazza.
Jeez.
They must have just been looking through their cards from back in the day or something and found it. And
wow, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I wonder what that one would go for now. I mean, I just wouldn't even know, because the 90s stuff is so hot. I mean, everything is hot, but the 90s and the 90s stuff I just never seen this before.
Yeah, especially the graded rookie cards are going nuts.
Yeah, that's a whole nother.
I mean, look at what
they are going nuts.
Jordan, but the Griffey Upper Deck rookie, you could get a base rookie for $30 easy. A year ago, I mean, now they're expensive, man. Their prices are coming back up to the old Beckett prices on those cards, and I'm seeing a jump in A-Rods, SP rookies. I mean, and there's other cards that are going to take a jump. They're going to keep going up. So, pay what you need to now or pay more later, right? But
pretty much.
One thing that's always been amazing, and we're going to go back to Nate to start on this one, because as a lot of people know from our podcast, this era, the 90s inserts, we'll say 2000 and back, all these amazing serial numbered inserts and parallels took a huge dive in around 2012 was probably the worst of where it was. I mean, you could get all of these cards we're going to show for really cheap dollars, right? Dollars or maybe even less. And now, now they're coming back up. But Nate, how easy was it to find Pacific cards in general back when it really took a dive in 2012? I mean, could you find any card of any player you wanted for cheap, pretty much?
They were out there for sure, yeah. And that's kind of when I started, I would say, with the Bond stuff, I didn't really collect Pacific until later on. But when I discovered the brand, because I was mostly into refractors, at that time frame. But when I did discover the brand, they were still pretty inexpensive. And I loved picking their cards up because you get low print run serial numbered cards you get cards numbered under 100 for under $10. Cards numbered to 50, cards numbered to 67, stuff like that of Bonds, and that, under $10 all day long. And I'm one of those guys where I don't necessarily like the unicorn cards as much as I just like rare cards. I don't care if it's a big set collector or a flagship kind of product within the 90s category. If it's numbered to 50 or 75 or 67 or whatever the numbering is, I want it in my collection, and I think it's cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Tyler? I mean, how did you what piqued your interest on the brand? Because it was really cool to meet you for the first time with a Pacific card. That was the way we interacted for the first time, and now it's sitting on my wonderful Pacific shelf in all its glory. But I mean, you didn't really know at the time then that everything that there was to this brand. I mean, what was it that really piqued your interest on the Pacific brand?
I don't know. I mean, seeing that card I told you, the 99 Pacific Invincible Platinum Blue, I pulled it. That's out of 67. I was at a card show, and I was just looking through dollar box of cards, and I saw the A-Rod, and all I saw was the little clear window there. I was like, oh, that's a cool card. I picked it up, and then I was just going through my collection the one day, and I turned it over and saw 67. Well, why is that? And then so I posted it in the group, and everyone's like, oh, it's the platinum blue, that the little Invincible at the top is blue. And it's like, oh, well, that's kind of cool. And I don't know if it's because I collect modern cards and everybody chases the rainbow now. Mm-hmm. If that kind of was like, well, this is like the original rainbow. Right. And it's cheaper than trying to collect a big star now, trying to get an orange refractor to 25 or a red to 5 and all that. Hmm. And there's no, I love all the players now, but there's no one player right now that I want to own a whole bunch of cards of. Hmm. But then going back, McGuire is somebody that I always loved as a kid, and just seeing all these different colors and relatively cheap compared to other brands out of the same numbers.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah, I think that's what it really caught my eye all those years ago when I finally got on the Pacific bandwagon. It was probably about a year and a half ago, really got on it. I didn't realize how many parallels there were, man, and just realizing how tough they were to come by and not seeing them on eBay much kind of got me thinking okay, maybe there's something to this brand. Maybe there's there's more rarity than meets the eye, because the prices are not indicating that these cards are rare. But then you see that a platinum blue out of 67 has only 67 copies. You're thinking, wow, okay, you'd have to open 3 boxes to get one. And there's 300 guys in the set or 250 guys in the set. I'm like, man, can you imagine how hard it would be to get your guy? Theoretically, we're not going to go into that, but theoretically, to get your player it would be impossible. It would be impossible.
Yeah, you'd have to open up a couple of pallets to get your player.
The old pallet hit.
Yeah,
so,
the old pallet hit.
Yeah, we should coin that. That's a good phrase. I like that. So, I mean, I don't know what everybody listening and watching thinks. You can chime in for sure, but I just think it gives you some really fun, and like Tyler said and Nate said, it gives you some fun cards to chase, but you don't have to pay nearly as much as if it was a Pinnacle card or Donruss or a refractor, numbered refractor. I mean, those just carry a premium, and they're honestly, if they're both out of 100, what's really the difference there? There are still only 100 that were ever made. So you're telling me because it doesn't have the Nike swoosh on it that I get to pay less? Okay, great, I'll do it. And that's ultimately what it came down to, because I hit a bit of a wall in my A-Rod collection before I started doing this podcast, and I was like, what do I do? I've got some cool rare cards, but I really don't know where to go. And just uncovering the Pacific brand, man, it just down the rabbit hole I went, and it's allowed me to go and find some wonderful cards that we're going to show off, cards that I love just as much as any of my expensive non-Pacific cards. So you guys remember off the top of your head what card it was that like really got you started? Because I can remember, and I've shown it off so many times, I don't want to repeat it, but Juan Gonzalez collector goes to Zepho, showed off this Revolution premiere date, and I was like, I got to get that card. He says it's a top 10.
That's a cool one.
I'm going to go get it. And that card spearheaded it for me, man. I went and got that, and I've shown off that design so many times. That's really the card that got me going. And I just started going on Baseball Cardpedia and looked up all the different parallels, and that's where it started for me. What about you, Tyler?
I think this dial of stats is what started it for me. I had just starting into the 90s group and stuff, and I was picking up some lower end inserts and all that, and then I came across that on eBay, and I was like, I have never seen anything like that before. That's awesome. And that was the start of the rabbit hole there.
What about you,
man? Well, one of the ones I remember quite a bit are all these like crown cards I just thought were really cool. Mm-hmm. And over the years, I noticed that they use the same die cut for all the different products that they made over the years, but they look so different. Like when you look at this card here, oh man, and just the foil shine, and man, just like this one here.
Yeah, those are beautiful.
These are so cool. So just the shine, the die cut, crown action, everything about it. So I would say these would be some of the first ones I really enjoyed, and I was always shocked at how affordable these cards were. I mean, they looked really cool. Well, they still do. They look really cool, but they don't cost much. I mean, I don't know what they cost now because I already have them, but I remember picking stuff up like this for like $2-3, So I remember when I got this rainbow, we got one numbered to 100, one numbered to 50, and then we got the red, the base red. And I probably picked this rainbow up for like $20 total.
Wow.
And I mean, just stuff like that, And then there's an autograph in this rainbow too, but I don't have it because I got the autograph with all my autograph cards. Gotcha. And I got the autograph card to this set on Beckett Marketplace for $35. Beautiful autograph on the card. I mean, a Bonds auto for $35 is completely unheard of. A PAX certified auto. You could never find that. Even back then, you couldn't find it when I got the card, much less now.
I think one thing, too, that like when you showed those cards off, I just noticed so much innovation with the brand. I think when you look at some of the cards that came 1 out of 37 packs, I mean, first of all, the odds were completely ridiculous on all their cards. They never did any like upper deck type odds. Oh yeah, I love that card too.
Yeah, like there's stuff like this, man. It burns your
Can you
retinas.
show the back of that too, Nate? Because I love that.
Yeah, this is a retina burner right here. So, yeah. It's just that matte finish pass.
That's right, man.
There we go with the Bucks.
But you get that card right there. The past and present is such a great example because you've got shiny foil on the front, and then you've got a matte finish on the back for present or for past, meaning it's like it has like an old card feel on the back. I mean, when I got that in the mail for the first time, I could not believe how cool the card was. I'm like, wait, I paid $4 for this thing. This thing should be like a case hit insert, you know?
Yeah, man. And then these, I mean, you can find these in the dollar box, you know, at card shows back in around 2000. Just stuff like that.
These
what? Always catch your eyes.
Those are 93, or are they a little bit older than that?
92, 93, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, these are actually 94 because the stats are 93.
Okay.
But and then this is a parallel version to this card, so they actually had a couple of versions. Yeah.
I'll bounce off that, and I think Tyler knows this card. I mean, these are just the base cards from '95. Let's see if it focuses.
Yeah. Those are so cool, man.
Great lighting, but Tyler helped me out with this. I've never grabbed it, but that's just a base card in '95. So think about, as a collector, when you saw that you could afford this as like a $2 card, and you're like, man, look at the rainbow shine on this thing. This is incredible. And it just they kind of went from there, man. I feel like '97 they kind of hit their stride, but '98 is when it really, the innovation with all the cards, the base cards, the parallels, the inserts. I mean, it just took off. What about you, Tyler?
Yeah.
I see you got a card. Oh, go for it.
Okay. This the 2000 Vanguard Cosmic Force.
Mm-hmm.
This I forget what the odds are on this. I mean, why is that so shiny? Well, I think this is like 1 in, is it like 73 packs or something like that? Yeah, exactly. So not super rare, but I mean, it's just gorgeous.
I love that card, man. I mean, you think about all the different like technology, shiny technology, like some of the prisms, like just look at that, man. Can you imagine being able to? I mean, that is just as beautiful as anything you're going to find for way more expensive. And this is the 99 Prism holographic mirror gold out of 480. But I mean, you can get such amazing looking cards, and I have to put this in the photo box to see what it does, but for cheap, you know. And then Nate, you're going to bust out prisms. I knew that. There they are. There's the whole rainbow.
Oh man, the prisms are just so beautiful, and the shine on them. They use a different technology on all the colors too. It's not just like, you know, a little bit of foil on the nameplate or something differentiates the different parallels. And there we go. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, and the rarity really has nothing to do with how beautiful the cards are too. They took a lot of time and a lot of effort in the designs to really make each one special, you know, and enjoyable. So they were definitely ahead of their time. That's what I would say.
Comments here. I asked everybody what their favorite Pacific card is, and I've got a couple. Steven goes, it was the Larry Walker blue that you sold me. I actually did pull that from a box, and Tyler, were you there for that? I can't remember. No, I didn't do that one on camera, did I?
I don't remember that one.
I think I did. I think I did in the Facebook group. But
oh, nice.
This is something that Josh says, and you know, I don't know, man. I think it still goes both ways. I mean, yeah, maybe the Jeters and the Griffies, but yeah, I mean, you can still find bonds in those bonds and A-Rod in those dollar boxes. I mean, Tyler, how was that last year you found that A-Rod?
Yeah, that was probably last year right around this time.
That's gonna hopefully I can say that right. Hagen's gonna go grab that card. Now, yeah, he's talking about 99, and then you have 2000. So, but I mean, that's the thing. We can just keep going on and on. I mean, Pacific, that's one thing that they did great. There's so many like knockoff refractor style cards that they did. I mean, and then we're gonna go to like, let's talk about etching, Nate. You've talked about that in your videos countless times, right?
Yeah, well, I just got this one. This one doesn't show up. This is the first year they made them, but it has like a dot matrix portrait shot there.
Love it.
I remember I had this card probably back in the 90s, and I probably got it for, I don't know, $5 or whatever, you know, back in the 90s. And I just remember getting it home and I started looking at it. I'm like, what the hell's going on with this card? This card's pretty cool, you know, like all the different technologies they introduced into the hobby. They actually made that particular set for 3 years, but that's the best one, I think, is this year. I think the, I forget what year it is.
You do have to have some fun with it too, and you got to put it up if you can get a nice shadow coming through or the sunlight coming through, I mean, and create a shadow on an object far away. The 98 actually does the best out of all of them. What you got, dude? Tyler?
I was just gonna show off my 2000.
Yeah, those are so cool. Yeah, see the finger.
Yeah, see the finger.
I feel like I've seen that card somewhere before, man. I can't quite place it, but I have seen it somewhere before.
Yeah, there we are with the red.
Oh yeah.
I remember the first time I saw one of these cards. I don't have a base card here, but I bought a base card at the local card shop for like $1. And I was like, man, that's only $1 card. That card is cool. And then I discovered all the parallels. This one I only have one of them. Or no, this one here. I got to pick up a couple of more of these, but I have managed to track down these 3.
I think that red is one of my favorite Pacific cards. It might be
that red
my favorite,
especially with
McGuire. Anything red with McGuire is just. Let me get this light on here.
So can you say the set, by the way, because I want everybody to make sure that they know what we're talking about.
The 2000 Pacific Revolution red out of 63.
And that only came out of retail packs. Just want to throw that out there. So that makes
this is the 99 Revolution red.
Yeah, I still got to track that one down.
That's
for my
that's out of what, $299?
Yep.
Yeah, $299.
And if everybody can already tell by all of the Revolution parallels that we're showing off, definitely go check these out. This is 2000 Revolution. And one thing that Pacific did that was really interesting is you look at a card like the Shadow Series, right? So the Shadow Series, this is the premiere date, sorry. So the Shadow Series, so this is the Shadow Series from 2000. This is out of 99, which is typical of Pacific to do a parallel at 99, and this is what the 99 version looked like. In my opinion, this is the best Pacific parallel they ever made, but that's just me. This is a 99. But then to have the premiere dates be a different number, they always did that. You know, they'd have a premiere date. This one's out of 99, but the year before it is out of 63. It's like, what is going on, guys? But they would just throw these crazy numbers in there, and to me, that makes it unique and more exciting to chase them down, because you really don't see them pop up that often. And I don't know if that's because a lot of them got thrown, because like Nate said, he bought that one in the 90s for $3 or what, $5 you said? That was
something like that. I don't remember. I didn't pay a lot for it.
That card was one out of 73 packs and was supposed to book for $20. So it's like, I don't think people really understood what Pacific was doing, but they kept releasing these different sets, and they just kind of flew under the radar. I do often wonder how many got thrown. Oh yeah, now we're going into die cut territory.
Die cuts, yeah, they made a lot of cool die cuts as well. So yes, I guess I can. This one here I discovered on your channel, Matt. I didn't even know about this one. I was watching a video and then I went out and got the bonds.
That's funny that one. Because I don't have that one, but I have the other two.
Yeah, I got the A-Rod too. I found the A-Rod for like $5 after I watched your video.
Oh, did you? What, of that same design, the 2000?
Yeah, I think it was. I can't really say 100%. Yeah, in the cage,
Yeah.
These cards are fun. But like so many just fun designs. This one, fireworks. And then, of course, the only time a brand has ever made a Christmas decoration. I mean, how cool is that, man?
It's pretty cool,
So
man.
die cuts for the win. Oh, and then I remember I discovered these cards probably like around the year 2000, maybe 4 or 5, something like that. But the foul pull.
Good. I was going to show those. So we've got laser technology and we've got die cut.
Yeah, awesome. Man. Well, I think the foul pull is actually kind of like how they. Well, oh no, it is laser technology. You're right. I think this one is like embedded like a relic card, but this one's laser cut.
Right.
But that one's embedded like a relic card, so they're a little bit different. But yeah, they're cool too.
I got 2 laser die cut technologies here. This McGuire is the 99 Paramount or Chipper. I'm sorry, Chipper's the 99 Paramount. What do they call it? The fielding glove or the fielder's choice. Yeah, that one's cool. Then
they got one of those. They got a version of that numbered to 10.
Yeah, then this is the 98 McGuire.
Those are so cool, man.
And like, I mean, die cuts too. I mean, this is really a kind of the innovation that they had as far as trying new ideas that other sets weren't doing, other companies doing. Like, look at this one right here. This is from 2000 Pacific, the Reflections, and not only is it a die cut, it looks like it's his hat wearing sunglasses. Everybody knows I dig that, but there's actually a reflection of what Alex would be seeing of a baseball stadium. Now, if that was Safeco,
that's so cool.
But and here's the MLB icons from '99. That's the die cut that I have. This one and the one before it. My camera is being grouchy. There we go. I mean, come on. Who makes a baseball card with flames? I mean, come on now.
That card is so cool, man.
They would just try different things, and then if we can move from die cuts to, and you talked about laser cut. This is one I picked up for like $2 that at first I didn't realize. I knew it was like 1 out of 120 packs, but these are the, oh gosh, what the heck are these called? I always forget. They're from Invincible. It's not Timeline, but it's, Moments in Time. That's it. So if you look really carefully, it looks just like a regular card, but right here on the top, that is laser cut. So there's super tiny slits in there that are see-through at the top. So it's, I mean, it is so interesting, and like right around all the stats here. I don't know if I can get to focus. See how there's a box around the home runs, the runs, the at-bats, RBIs? Those are all cut out as well. Very, very intricately. So, I mean, there's so many cool cards that Pacific, used laser cutting technology on. This is the tape measure. The middle is die cut, and then the whole ruler at the top up here, there's little tiny slits, laser cuts at the top, like a ruler. I mean, it's so cool, man. I can't get enough of these kind of cards. It's shout out to Morris for this one, by the way. He hooked me up with that. Nice guy in our group. Let's see what people are saying. 4-leaf cards. I love this. I would agree with him here. Yeah.
Impossible. I know you guys showed yours off, but I got to show mine off too. Man, I love these cards.
Oh.
And I mean, this one's numbered to 67, I think. Yeah, I mean, I probably paid like $20 for it or whatever.
Those are super
even
tough.
Less. Yeah, even less.
Those
I
are
might even paid like.
tough.
Yeah, and then this one as well. I mean, I don't think I paid that much for it. I don't remember, but somewhere around the neighborhood of $20. Or, I mean, how cool of a looking, like numbered to 67, and just how cool is that with the acetate? Kind of has that feel of 83 Topps too, which is my favorite set as a kid growing up. With that portrait,
right?
Circular portrait. Man, cool stuff.
Tyler, what you got there? Since we're talking about Invincible, let's just focus on that set. So he just showed that's 98.
The 98 Invincible Platinum Blue.
Yep.
These ones are not numbered, but they're assumed to be. They're still 1 in 73 packs, just like all the other Platinum Blues.
Yeah, it's probably like 67 copies or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So we've just showed the Invincible. Invincible was one of the coolest sets they made because it had that see-through technology going on with the panel. But in 2000, Nate already showed those off, but I'll show them kind of in different, little bit detail here. So the purple are out of $299, and to show you how much we love this set, this is one of Tyler's most wanted cards right here, and it's out of $299. But what's interesting is see how it's a reflection on the back. They didn't put the jerseys and stuff on there. I find that to be so weird that they would remove because it's on the back. And yes, it's a bit see-through. I don't know if you're going to be able to see my finger behind here a little bit. So it's still kind of see-through, and here's the platinum blue. Sorry, I can't tell if I'm on the right side. Here we go. So there's the platinum blue and keel, and it's layered.
I never noticed that.
This part, the V, is a layer of card on top of
You're right.
the back layer, which is connected to that. Yeah, no logos.
I never knew that about the back jersey either.
Yeah, I never looked. But
I mean,
Bonds is the same.
Yep. Oh gosh, got rid of Nate. There we go. Can you show those again? There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so I feel like it would be more work to remove them, but they probably did that because it's kind of a reflection type idea. But again, they would just try stuff like that for the brand. They would just go off and say, you know what, let's just do something like this. And just because we can try something innovative and see if collectors like it. And I think a lot of people still don't notice, those things that make the brand so cool, for me especially.
Here's one I picked up recently that I was just completely fascinated with. Was what is this? It's Reserve, the Reserve from 2000 private stock.
Oh.
You know what's weird about this card is it's printed on maybe like thick stock, kind of like construction paper. It's not cardboard. Right. And you could even probably, I could see through it, but it's like basically it's paper thin, like construction paper thin. There's the back of it. You can almost see through it. See?
Love it.
Yeah. Interesting card. It is embossed, though, kind of like your birth certificate on the bottom right there. You can see the emboss. But I just picked this card up recently. I didn't even know that they made a paper stock thin card like that.
When that card came in the mail, I got a bulk order, and I remember, I think Tyler knows about this because he's commented on, I was doing a live mail day of that. But when that card came out of, Burbank, they send it in a big stack. It was so thin. I was like, what is going on here? I had no idea, because you can't tell in scans how unique and how cool some of those cards feel until you get them or somebody tells you. So those are pretty cool. I have to show this comment, guys. You ready? Check this out. I love it. It keeps getting worse, man. We haven't even shown the big ones yet, man. No, but he's right. I've been there. I start finding out these cards. I'm like, oh, Nate just showed this off. I never heard of this. Boom, go get it. Oh, Aaron Davis just showed this off, and then you just run and go get these cards. It's pretty cool. And then the group certainly doesn't help. And people are posting so much stuff in there now. You're like, oh, don't have that. And then I love this. This is nice and significant interest to say this, and he's so right. I agree. All right, and then can we talk a little bit about, we all have these in front of us, so I know we can all show off our cards. How, what is it? Allen and Ginter and Topps TT 206. They came out with sets again and made minis, but before they were doing it, Private Stock was doing it with their minis. And I remember this was not a cheap card. The A-Rod Parallel out of $199. Shout out to the Sunglasses Shot. What's up? This was not cheap at all. And I got to give a shout out to a fellow A-Rod collector, Kyle. He knew how much I wanted this and didn't bid on it. But the numbered minis do not show up that often at all. And they were doing it way before Topps was. So just want to give people that information. Let's see, do you see Nate's got the same version I do, I think? No, you've got a different version.
No, I got both of them. Here, I got this one and that one.
Okay, so wait, what year is which for you?
Oh man, I need my 2001, I think, and this one's 2000. 2000, 2001. And Topps, they did the 206 and 2002.
Okay.
So they were 2 years after Pacific first did theirs.
Awesome.
But yeah, one's numbered to 299 and the other one's numbered to 315. I got these a long time ago. I probably paid like $5 for them or something back when I got them. I got them a long time ago.
And
like
then,
probably like around 2005 or so is when I picked these up.
wow.
So I've had them for a long time.
Gosh, we missed out, man. Tyler, you've got one too, right?
Yeah, got the 2000 out of 299. The stars.
Nice.
Yep.
So it's funny if you put that up there, Tyler. The stars looks like that, just like the Bonds, right? I think the Bonds looks exactly the same as that, doesn't he?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so you got the stars. Those are, and then I was wondering why mine was different. The A-Rod is the new wave. That's why. So he was still only 24 years old when this card came out. 23.
Yeah, that card is sick. You got to put it in a tobacco card insert, Matt.
I'm gonna get it in one of those screw downs, dude.
Or get the mini top loader.
Yeah,
I think Aaron Davis convinced me to get the.
There's the difference.
Oh yeah, this one's in a tobacco card screw down here.
Right, I need one of those, man. That looks so cool. That or a
Yeah.
pro or an ultra pro. I'll need to get one of those.
Yeah, they're cool for sure.
I mean, so far we've covered all these different technologies. We've covered the minis, we've covered the numbered parallels, we've covered the die cuts, we've covered the laser etching. What about?
Here's one you haven't covered.
I was gonna say, what's next?
How about canvas?
Love it, love it, love it, love it.
So that's one of the canvas cards there.
Love the
So
way
it's
those.
actually printed on canvas.
Yep.
So they did this a few years. I got a few of them.
They did it in 01 and 2000, and Tyler and I are actually hoping to get one out of our next box of private stock.
Yeah.
I'm quite excited for it to, if it ever gets here, Tyler. It's who knows, man. Next week, maybe.
Is it still in Tennessee or wherever it was?
It left Jacksonville yesterday, so who knows? Maybe in a couple days. Mail's been crazy. I don't know about anybody else watching this podcast, but Brant and Spriggs and I were talking. Like I sent that in a PWE to you. I've been getting those faster than other things than the ones you paid $4 for.
Yeah.
So go figure, man. Did you find another one, Nate? The 2000
Oh, I was
version?
just saying that I remember this insert set when I was a kid, or not when I was a kid, but back in like 2000 when I was a young, when I was first started collecting bonds, and I didn't even know there were parallel inserts to these.
Is that embossed?
Not too long ago. No, it just has a stamp right here.
Is that the vintage one?
Yeah, this is the one numbered to 99.
Yeah, but the stock looks like canvas or something.
On this one, kind of, yeah.
Do you have it in a top loader inside there too? Because it looks like there's something
regular magnetic.
Huh.
It's a cool card though. Love that one. I remember picking up the McGuire base of this back in the day.
Got mine.
Yep.
Got that from Jamie. I got this from Jamie Garrison in the McGuire group.
Nice. Yeah, man, private stock is awesome. I'm really impressed with that set. I've had a lot of fun. I mean, opening the two boxes that we have or the one box that we've had and just seeing the base cards are on thick stock. Cards look amazing. The canvas looks amazing. I mean, it's got a super thin feel to it. I mean, I was looking to see if I could find my other canvas, but it's not in here.
And the premiere dates, super tiny, but they're only to 34.
You know what? I found the bonds of that card for I think like $9.
Really?
No, the one
That's
numbered to
ridiculous.
34. I got it for like $9.
I just got this in like the other day, and it was not $9.
I bet. Yeah. This one here is like it's like a piece of like a negative, a photo negative. It's the stock is like a photo negative. So I always thought this was a cool insert set. This is the one numbered to 50, but there's also just a regular one that wasn't that hard to pull.
Right.
These are cool.
Well,
Super thin stock.
One thing Pacific does well is give us rainbows to chase. And anybody that's collecting modern cards, if you're a big Acuna fan, Trout, whatever, you like chasing the rainbows. And Pacific did that, man. So in that set, there were 5 different cards. There was I hope I can go in order here. So there was this Ankiel, there was the base, which of course the Ankiel is a quote unquote rookie. So it's numbered out of 499. And then from there you had the limited series, and that is out of 144. And then from there you would go to the premiere date, which again, the premiere dates don't make any sense on any of these cards. 121. And then you had the platinum blue, which I think are the toughest, honestly, to find. That's out of 75.
Now,
and then again,
are the rookies platinum blue different than the non-rookies?
I wonder, because this platinum blue is out of 75. Do either of you have the platinum blue, and is it numbered?
I got the bonds right here.
What's it numbered out of?
Yeah, I meant the where the platinum blue color is. See how his is around the crown, and Matt, your Ankiel.
Nice catch. So his is on the crown, and then the rookie, the Ankiel, is on the inside. Good catch, man.
I saw that the other day when you posted that.
Cool. And then, of course, the negative, you can see, this thing is like stupid thin, but it's cool. But I never noticed that, Tyler. Again, and this is because, and we don't go around bragging what cards we do have, but I have not been able to find the A-Rod. I've never seen it on eBay, and they just don't show up. People either don't think they're worth anything, or they're all holding on to them. So when a platinum blue shows up of any of your player, you need to jump on it, because they're not around.
Yeah, I got this one off of eBay from somebody selling their collection, and a fellow collector got me in touch with that person. I think I paid like $10 for this card or something like that. That was probably about 6 or 7 years ago. Wow. I got a whole bunch of like really, really rare Pacific cards. I spent like $50, and I got like 5 or 6 bonds card numbered to 50 or less, and that or numbered to 100 or less in that collection. I just paid nothing for them. I couldn't whip out my credit card fast enough to pay for them.
When you want to talk about, more cards that seem to be hard to find, is in 2000, Pacific released certain products to 7-Eleven stores and to Walmart stores and stuff like that. A lot of their retail products, and those parallels are really, really, really tough to track down. Some of the quote unquote. What did you say?
I was just acting like Sammy Davis Jr. I said, "That's right, baby."
I thought your wife was there or something. I was like, wow, Nate, you want to wait on that? But no, I didn't realize how rare some of the cards were. Like if you look at 2000 Pacific, there were these green parallels. How you see Nate knows where I'm going with this.
Yeah,
dude. I see a platinum blue in there, and I'm super jealous of that. Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah,
awesome.
These things are fun to collect, man. I've had fun. I've really enjoyed picking these Pacific 2000s up over the years.
And one thing with the star players from Pacific 2000 is they had 2 different versions, photo versions in that set. So you had the fielding version, and this is the 7-Eleven retail parallel out of 99, as well as the same color but different photo variation. I think his picture's ridiculous, but it's a rare card, so why not chase it down? I think McGuire and Bonds and A-Rod all have the photo variations, don't they?
Yeah. Yep, right here. I got both of the green retail.
I thought Tyler had them out. Did you put them away?
No, I have them. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have the green of either one, but I got the premiere date of both out of 37.
Yeah, I don't have the premiere date of either one of them.
Same here. That just goes to show, man. It's out of 37. It should be rare, and it is. And
so these are my other parallels from that set. They're all the action. So I got there's the platinum blue 75. The one to 199. I don't remember what that one is. Is that the gold maybe? And then the copper to 99.
I do have to show this. We've got a couple of really cool messages. Haig, who's been in our group for a little bit now. He's pretty much nailing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The group does that, man. Especially lately, we've been getting a lot of new people in from everybody sitting at home because of COVID and everything, and so people are coming in and showing off their cards. And this one,
welcome all you newbies.
I have my Joey Cora sitting in my room of this. I almost don't like looking at it because I want the A-Rod so bad. I do have the blue, but the 98 Pacific, I know where he's going with this. That's the Paramount. Do either of you have that, or would you like me to go grab it? Because it is something worth showing.
I have the 2000.
Okay, let's see it.
That's the 2000.
All right, I got that whole rainbow of bonds.
And that's what I want people to know too is, Nate's got all these rainbows because he started on this way before we did. Trying to go after these rainbows now is really, really tough. Even of a guy like Ankyo who had everything out there. But let's see, Nate.
So the ones that are on my binder pages, all on COMC for a couple of bucks. Like the green, the copper, all these. They didn't cost a whole lot. And then some of these were part of that purchase I made when I bought a whole bunch of them. But you got so there's 10 total in the rainbow. I got 5 on that page, and then I think at least another 5 here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 5 more. So then you got the hollow silver. Of course, the nameplate has that hollow silver, and then you got the serial numbered one. 99. You got the hollow gold numbered to 199, and then you got the what's that? I forget what this one is.
Premier date.
Yeah, premier date numbered to 50.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Well, and
so yeah, that. It's funny, when I was collecting this rainbow, I thought I had the whole rainbow, and then my buddy Ben mentioned that I didn't have the red.
Right.
So I had to go out and get the red to complete the rainbow, but there's the rest of them. And then there's a previous year, the binder ones there, but.
So that one you're showing off, that was the 98 version. The 98 hollow silvers are really sick, and I want to give everybody knows who Greg is. He was on here for quite a while. We definitely love to know. Everyone would probably love to know he's been picking up some amazing cards. But when we have him back, we'll talk about that. But he sent me this, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it off correctly. Probably not with this lighting. That bottom hollow technology is so incredible to look at, and they're out of 99. I believe on the back, 19 out of 99. I mean, these were 1 per box, and there was a 300 player set. So, the odds of you pulling Bernard Gilkey is pretty high. A guy like that's going to sell for $1. And I know because I've opened some of those, and you see a platinum blue in there, or you see a premier date, and you get a guy that nobody collects. And so, for me, that just adds to the collectability of Pacific in general. I think there's
platinum blue
print, or they said that they made 67 of those each.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I probably got this card for like $10 back in the day.
So cool.
Now people are aware. Like, collectors know about the platinum blues now, but there was a long time where they didn't, and it's because they weren't serial numbered until later on in the print run. Like what are these? The Pacific 2000. Then they finally started serial numbering them in the bottom right corner or left corner.
Right.
But those are the.
Oh, he has 2 versions of that one.
Yeah, that's from Crown Royal. Crown Royal.
Checklist, and then one's a regular card. This one's the checklist there.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is. It's not like a
It's still good. And Tyler and I were talking about this the other day. It's funny how checklists and sets are worth less for some reason. Like, they're just as hard to pull the checklist platinum blue as it is the regular bonds. I don't know why it would be worth any less, but I mean, we'll kind of wrap up. I know we could just go on for hours showing Pacific cards, but I think the main goal here was to show people that there's a lot of affordable cards out there if you're looking for a team or a player. But there are some, as I like to call, some Pacific chase cards. And I got to give Tyler a shout out because he made me go get this one. I kept not buying it because I thought it was too expensive. And then the A-Rod showed up like 2 weeks later, which was completely bonkers. But when I say chase cards, what I mean is there's like a 1 per pack or 1 out of 4-pack, 5-pack insert that they make a parallel number to 20 or less. And from 2000 Crown Royale, they made really cool looking cards, the future attractions. So these are both the numbered parallel, and that's out of 20. I'm not sure if I showed this off on the podcast already last week, but I'll show it again. So here's the Ankiel out of 20. I bought this 2 weeks before this one showed up in a lot, and this is the A-Rod version, numbered 6 out of 20. And I mean, the Sunlight's not going to do the foil as much as it deserves, but super, super tough to find. And I have to imagine that if you weren't paying really good attention, that when you were opening boxes of this, because you'd get 4 of these per box, the base version, you might get the numbered version, have no clue, and just, don't need those. Yeah. So in my mind, these chase cards are incredibly hard to track down anywhere. So super, super happy to have those.
Yeah, those are nice adds to the collection for sure. Anything numbered to 20 from the 90s is just a nice ad, and they're only going to get they just don't show up ever.
Go ahead, Tyler.
I've got 1 to 20 here. It's not nearly as cool as that Final Attractions, but the 2000 Paramount Cooperstown bound proof. There's the 19 out of 20. I mean, it's so see-through.
Damn, that thing was badass.
I'm pretty sure there was a 1-of-1 version of this. I don't know if it's this year or the previous year. I don't know what it looks like.
That's pretty cool.
Those are, I mean, there's so many tough cards to find, but lots of affordable cards to find. Again, we could probably do a part 3 on this and just keep going on. I mean, we have I know I have tons of cards sitting here that I didn't show off, but there's just, again, they were ahead of their time. Nate, when you say that phrase, you said that to me on the phone, you said it on our podcast. When you say that, are you referring to just all the parallels and numbering that they did and whatnot?
Exactly. I mean, they were, like, for example, Topps Chrome, the first year they had a parallel refractor was 2002, where they had the black refractor. Mm-hmm. And Pacific was doing this stuff in the late 90s. So they were way ahead of their time. But then, like, the just all the variety that they had within the rainbow, it's just not like the same look and shine. Just the different colors, the different technologies, the different foils, everything. And it wasn't just one parallel, it was multiple parallels. So that's why I say they were ahead of their time. I think collectors now appreciate what they were doing more now than they did when the product was launched. And that's just a testament to them being ahead of their time.
Well, and if I can kind of go off that where you said rainbow, I had to pull up this website here and show everybody. This is from Radicards, a guy from our group, Patrick Greeno. He made this guide when this set first came out, 2000 Prism. Can you imagine opening this and not really reading the box and just seeing all these cards coming out and being like, what on earth is going on here? Because this one here, the gold, of course, the proof, the premiere date, the blue, the purple, and the mirror are the only numbered cards in the whole set. All the rest of them that have print runs are not numbered. So they were just doing things and testing out different ideas long before anybody else, like Nate was saying. I just wanted to show everybody that there are literally 15 different cards in this rainbow. And I think I have the Ankiel I've had the easiest time on. I think I've got 10, like it's incredibly challenging, and I think a lot of sellers probably have a bunch of these in boxes, have no idea what they have because, like, what the heck is this? Just looks like a shiny card by Pacific,
Yeah, Yeah, I actually screenshot that photo and have it in my phone, so now I have like reference immediately if I ever need to wonder what parallel I'm looking at when I'm trying to track those cards down.
Four leaf, you see, he's speaking what I was thinking when I first found. Like, oh great, now I've got to go dig and find, here comes a parallel I haven't seen yet, so I got to go pick that up, and here's another one I haven't seen, got to go pick that up. I mean, it's a never-ending chase with Pacific, man.
I remember, well, that first Pacific episode was a year ago or whenever you said it was. I remember I was watching it archived, and I would see a card, I'd pause the video, I'd go on eBay, look it up, and then go to the next, or start the video again, go to the next card, pause it, go back to eBay.
Right. You definitely did a lot of what we did. When we.
Now it's not a Pacific show without showing their most popular insert set.
Yeah, buddy.
And that is the Kramer's Choice. One of these is a styrene and the other one is a canvas. And the base version of this card, I have not been able to track down. I've been trying to find it for probably about 4 or 5 years. I just can't find one. They're not out there, but hopefully someday I'll be able to track down the base version. These are inserts, so the base version is an insert. But Eric's got the whole rainbow of McGuire on one of the years, like the one number to 10, 15.
Yeah, I think he's got this year, the 98 Invincible. Yeah. I've got these two. This is the green to there, and these are hand numbered to 99. Yeah,
I think that's cool that they're hand numbered.
And then that's the dark blue, which doesn't have the shine like the green, and that's to 80.
Wow.
And then I got this from
the jumbo one.
Yeah, this is 99 Crown Royale, the jumbo green, and those are out of 30.
Awesome. I didn't even get those out because I've talked about them and showed them so much on this podcast. If you've never seen a Kramer's Choice on this podcast and you haven't watched any of them, because we show them off all the time. I love them to death, and I kind of figured those would speak for themselves. Those are 1 out of 721 packs out of the base Pacific brand. So you'd have to open a case to get one on average. I want to make sure I say that, on average. You could get one out of one box. You could get one out of 40, But they were supposed to be their chase cards, and they have some really cool parallels of those out there for sure. I try not to talk about them too much because I don't want Alex to show up and be like, oh, yeah, they've talked about that card. I did want to say before we get to the final segment of our show that if you look at our podcast and the most viewed episodes, first of all, Nate is on I think he's on all 3 of the top 3 episodes in our podcast history. So you got that going for you, Nate. Secondly, the Pacific episode is the 3rd most viewed of all time. So I think a lot of people at least have had their interest piqued by this brand, and hopefully, this episode has got you looking for cards as we speak. So wanted to let you know that, Nate, you've definitely been a heavy influencer here. So.
Oh, well, right on. I appreciate everybody tuning in.
Yeah, it's great, man. It's great. Are you still are you still chasing any Pacific cards? Like, are there still some out there? Because I'm looking at my massive stack of only Pacific. It's the only company that I have its own stack of. And I'm thinking, man, I still got a lot that I got to chase. Are there still cards that you're chasing, Nate?
I don't know if you could see my stacks there or not. But,
yeah.
I mean, I'm still trying to track down some of those Prism cards that, like especially that 2000 where there's what is it, like 15 or whatever different parallels. I'd love to finish that rainbow. And I mean, there's always stuff for me to track down. So that one Kramer's Choice, and just a few of the really rare ones that I just haven't seen pop up. A lot of premiere dates and stuff like that. So there's always stuff for me to look for.
Yeah, there's a card. I think my number 1 Pacific one. I'm not going to say it, but Tyler knows it, and I'll try to drop a hint. Nate will probably know it. It's out of a 2000 set, and there are only 10 of them, and there's a collector that you know, Nate, who found one in $1 of Cal Ripken. So you'll have don't say the name, but think about the insert set.
No, I know which one you're talking about.
Okay, so Tyler and I, we'll give everybody an update on the next podcast that Tyler was on, but he and I are gonna take a crack at some packs of it. We found someone who's got a bunch of packs, and we ordered some to just to see what it's like to open the product and see what comes out of it. But
keep my fingers crossed. Good luck on that for you guys.
Yeah, it's going to be fun this week if everything goes as planned, which the mail has been spotty, which is okay. But if everything goes as planned, we'll both be opening some Pacific to show off next time we talk about Pacific. So that'd be great. But other than Pacific, it has been it's been an amazing month of collecting for, I think, all of us. I mean, I know I keep up with both of you guys pretty well, from Nate posting to the groups and Tyler sending me messages and posting on the group too. I feel like it's been one of the most intense months of collecting that I've had. And of course, the extra $1,200 certainly helped spearhead on that. But anybody want to show off a card or two from the last couple of weeks that they picked up?
Well, I'll start because I love showing off baseball cards. That's what I do. Dude. So this card here, and I talked about it on my channel, but it is the 2005 Finest Black Extractor. I know it's not a 90s card, but when this product released, I started collecting this rainbow. And I finished it this year. So what that means is it took me 15 years to track down this one card. And I don't use a snipe bidding app. So it was like sport winning this and putting my last second bid. And this card jumped from like, I don't know, $50 to 200 and whatever I want it for, $203 in the last 2 or 3 seconds. So there was quite a battle for it at the very, very end of the auction. And I was absolutely thrilled for what I paid for it. I feel that I was very fortunate to get this for the price that I got it for. And it is numbered.
Weren't you fired up?
Oh, I was fired up.
Nice. There you go, Tyler.
I probably just scared my wife, but she knows how I get. But anyways, it's numbered to 25. And so yeah, it took me forever to finish this rainbow. Yeah. And there's just such a sweet feeling to finish off a rainbow that took you 15 years to build.
Yeah,
that's one nice pickup I got.
Something for all of us to remember, Nate, is I think that's a great message to collectors. We like to complete rainbows like in a month. We need to understand that there's going to be cards that's going to take us a couple, 3-4 years before we finally are able to get our hands on it. So patience pays off, and look how fired up you are about getting that card. You know, if you'd have just got it within the first month of collecting bonds again, it would be like, oh yeah, I have this card, so definitely carries more weight. Just wanted to point that out.
Some cards take 10 years to show up. It's happened to me multiple times, but boy, yeah, there's nothing like, 15 years for that one. That's a record for me, 15.
Wow. Did you have another one you wanted to show off too?
Yeah, I'll show this one off. This one I never thought I was ever going to track down, but it's a 1999 Upper Deck Century Legends. It's numbered to 100, but this set is just super popular with set collectors and player collectors. It's from flagship Upper Deck, so it really is tough to find, you know. But it's numbered out of 100, and somebody put it on eBay. Buy it now for $50. I couldn't hit purchase quick enough. Buy it now quick enough. I think when these go to auction, they typically sell for 3-4 times that amount. So super stoked to add that one to my collection. I do have the Giants version of this card, so to pick up the Pittsburgh one is fantastic. So super glad to have that one.
I got to show this before Tyler shows. My buddy Ray I think he nailed it. I think the junk wax era or 90s era is certainly getting a lot more love, man. I would like to think that we've all been an influence on that, but obviously the Jordan cards have helped. But What about you, Tyler? Have you been? I mean, you've got some amazing stuff lately. I know that, but I'm curious to see what you're going to show off.
Yeah, like you said, this past month has just been too incredible. So I've got two to show off. This one I picked up probably like 3 weeks ago or so.
Oh yeah,
Which I need. I
those
know.
cards are beautiful.
I need magnetics. There, I got some on the way, but that shortage hurt. So I have a bunch of cards I need magnetics. But the 99 Fleer Mystique established. Just
I've held a copy of that card in hand before, and they are beautiful. I don't have one, but my buddy Eric has one.
When this popped up on eBay, Matt said you got to do whatever it takes to get that card. And it went for a little bit more than what I was hoping for, but he was right when he said you got to have that card because it is just that's insanely beautiful.
I think the back looks better than the front, dude. Honestly.
Yeah,
I wish Bonds was in that set.
I think it
That's
might.
one of the sets Bonds isn't in.
Like even in horrible lighting, it still shines. And then this was another. This one I just got this week sometime.
Ooh.
Oh
90,
man,
the 19 what is it 99 Upper Deck Black Diamond piece of history.
let me tell you something. I was collecting McGuire, my main player focus collector, when that card came out. I remember when that card was, where you could pull those out of product in '99. That card was selling for like $500 back in like '99. Because McGuire didn't have any relic cards. That was like, I think that may have been his first relic card. I can't remember.
Yeah, they the Baseball Cardpedia has a little note about that card. It said when McGuire found out that they cut up his bat to make and put it into cards, he was really mad, and so he didn't have any like material cards for like 2 or 3 years after that because he was so mad that they cut it up.
Back in 2000, that card booked high for $900. Yep. Crazy.
Yep, I remember that card. That card is that's a pretty damn historical card.
Yeah, I think it has. Yeah, a piece of history is definitely fitting for it. I think what the stated print run is like 200 or 250, something like that.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
I have to go back and look. That's a tough card.
Yeah,
man.
That's a key card for any McGuire collection for sure.
Yeah, I was very happy to add that.
And someone that was collecting back in '99, I can appreciate that one a little bit more than maybe an average collector.
Right. Well, I saved one Pacific card to show off, and then I'll show off a refractor. Who doesn't love those? That was one of my favorite episodes to be a part of, Nate. Just got to say that was still going through all the refractors with you and Tanner and Greg. That was a good one. My buddy Bo collected A-Rod for a bit. He kind of hopped in the A-Rod scene, which made the market pretty interesting. But this card has been exchanged from me to him and then back to me. But I love that I get to display it on my shelf now because when I got it, I knew I was sending it to him. And he's kind of changed back to collecting Walker. But this is the 99 premiere date from Paramount. I just love how simple it is. Opening day issue, I'm sorry. So love the picture, love that it's got a gold stamp. So that turned out great. And one that he's been holding on to me for a while is from 2000 Topps Chrome. I don't know about you, but the 99 and 2000 Topps Chrome refractors are just ridiculous. And the lighting's terrible right now because there's too much sun coming in, but this is the Allegiance refractor. And I'd like to point something out about this set. I was looking at an ad for 2000 Topps Chrome. This insert set was supposed to highlight guys who have stayed with the same team their whole career. Well, this guy in 2000, everybody knows what happened in 2001. He jumped ship and went to Texas. So, whoops, that sucked.
Good thing they did it that year.
But this is they were numbered out of 100, by the way, 2 out of 100. But
yeah, those cards are beautiful.
Card. Yeah, and Barry obviously doesn't have one because he went from Pittsburgh to San Francisco, right? So he wouldn't be in the set.
Yeah, he's not in there.
And McGuire's not in it.
Nope. Exactly. So, of course, Jeter and which is funny, Griffey got in here. They must have released that set before he went.
I got the Tony Gwynn, not the refractor, but the regular non-refractor version of Tony Gwynn on that one.
They're definitely worth what people have paid for them. I remember I missed out on one like 4 years ago for like $40. I'm like, what is this card? Whoops. Yep. Hey, nice to see
Okay.
Classic Cards in here, by the way. What's going on, dude? He's been doing a great job with his YouTube channel. Definitely love it.
Yeah.
Ryan, I believe. Yeah, guys. Again, we could talk about Pacific. I know if I hang up this podcast and just sit here and chat with you guys for a while, we could just keep talking about Pacific for hours. Tyler and I do it every weekend. Hey, there's another pickup.
I wanted to show you.
Yeah, dude.
The Encore Gold. I think it's what, 99? Yeah, 99 Upper Deck Encore. Giggity gold. Beautiful card.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Eric Wartner in the McGuire group just picked up a McGuire. Those are beautiful.
Yeah, I know. I told him about it.
Oh man, that's pretty cool, man. There's so many cars.
The same seller that sold this one was selling the one that Eric got.
Oh, really? Huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great card, man.
I do have to say, I have to give it again. I like recognizing the card community because they're amazing. Care packages. Tyler just hooked me up, got my A-Rod count closer to 1,100. But what's cool is when you got a competitor that collects the same guy, I feel like all of us are happy for our buddies when they get a card. Jeremy, he picked up a monster A-Rod card that I made him pay a little extra for, but hey, that's how it has to go sometimes. It would have gone either way. But it is nice to see your friends, like with Ben or with Eric, them picking up cards of these players, because it's nice to know that they're going to someone is going to appreciate them as much as you will. I think that's big. There's a couple sellers that'll pick up cards out there that they just get relisted for more, and that's unfortunate because you want people looking at them like Nate does. I just picture Nate sitting in his newly redesigned man cave, and he's like, "Let's look at Pacific tonight," watching YouTube videos like, "Yeah, that card's awesome. That card's awesome." Like, that's how it should be, man. You shouldn't be sitting here, trying to just sell stuff all the time. You got to sit back and appreciate these cards. And Pacific is a brand that you can do that with, hands down. I love stopping and looking at the Pacific shelf, and I'm like, I'm going to pick up a stack and just look through them. It's a lot of fun, yeah.
Tabletop style. Got to do a tabletop showcase. I
do need to do that. I don't have a tabletop to do it on. It'll be more like a countertop showcase,
Hey, that works.
Oh, man. Well, thanks again for everybody watching. We had 14, 15 live viewers the whole time. I hope you enjoyed the song at the beginning. That was made by my father for the podcast. So thanks again for watching. And we will
rock on.
That's right, man.
Sounds like we cost at least one guy $60 tonight. I'm sure there'll be a lot more.
Definitely.
A shout out to Eric from Classic Cards. I know he called me tonight, but I couldn't pick up the phone because I knew I was going to be on the essential credentials. So I'll be calling you tomorrow, buddy.
Eric, I do want to say that Eric's got a lead on hopefully extending this Pacific discussion a little bit further. We might have a lead on somebody who can tell us a little bit about what it was like working for that brand. And so we will be working on that. But as far as the schedule goes, next Sunday, I will be joined by Rodney Vallejo, who's been on here a couple of times, tons of information. He is going to join me with Joe LaGreca and talk about the market and what's been going on. And we're going to do a little bit of a comparison from then, meaning 2000 to now, how the tier of players have changed as far as if you're looking to get into the 90s and you're like, yeah, I like Derek Jeter when I was growing up. Yeah, well, that you need to know what you're getting yourself into. But if you said, well, I liked Moises Alou when I was growing up, well, then you are in for a treat because you can get a lot of this stuff for very cheap. So we'll try to let everybody know kind of what to expect and how the market's been changing over the last 20 years. And then the week after that, I will be doing a very unique podcast with a friend of mine named Dave Archer. Do you know who that is, Nate? Dave Archer II?
Mm-hmm.
Amish Dave, as he likes to call himself.
Yeah.
I don't know if a lot of people know this about me. I'll just give my dad a quick shout out. The first collecting I ever did was hockey cards way before baseball. And I've been recently getting some cheaper baseball or hockey inserts from Pacific and from different brands, and like seeing how they compare. We're gonna have a bit of fun comparing baseball and hockey to see how, especially Pacific, changed their design completely for the same set, but for a different sport. And so we're going to do a bit of that in a couple weeks. So that's the next 2 weeks. Significant Inserts wants to know, Greg, if you watch this, people are clamoring to have you back. So just know that I've asked him, Significant Inserts, when he's going to come back. He is Greg is doing amazing. He's very busy, and he will be on as soon as he sees fit. We will say we are very excited to have him back when that day comes. But I'll let him know that people want him on. So, anyways, thanks again. Thanks again, Tyler, for taking the time out and hang out, talk Pacific with me, and everybody else. And we hope you guys have a great night. All right, guys. Take care.
Have a good one.